How's it going, everyone? My name is Michael SK, and welcome back to Chaos Head Noah. We're still skipping through the game, trying to get near the end in order to get our first alternative ending. This one being, shoot, I always forget. Gotta look at the guide here. The Crying Sky ending, or what they're calling Ending B, if what we got originally was Ending A. And we are now in Chapter 7, so we're making really good progress. We have seen, I think, only 2 new scenes that, you know, they don't really give us any new knowledge based on everything that we've come across so far. But it's still pretty cool scenes to see of events taking place whenever they're actually taking place. The first scene that we saw was with Shogun, or the real Takumi, interacting with our Takumi for the first time. Which was over the chat logs, and he showed him the crucifixion. The second time was actually just very recently in the previous episode with Sua and this batshit insane nurse talking about the schemes and whatnot, making sure that nobody was around before getting into their conversation. I remember that Sua did come to the hospital and did talk with this nurse, or at least I'm pretty sure that did happen in the story, which led to that scene, which is pretty interesting nonetheless. So let's see, what do we got here? For this delusion, we need to choose negative. We actually need to choose negative in both of the delusions that this guide is wanting us to focus in on here for this chapter. Chapter 8 is a little different. So let us see what this delusion has in store for us. Oh, we've already gone through it. Perfect. That means we will really be getting the show on the road here. I have been skipping through a lot of the neutral routes, I guess. Just, I feel like if it's not a delusion that we have not seen, we should just continue along for the most part. I've been reading some of the neutral routes or decisions solely just to see why the guide wanted us to choose neutral. This is not one of the ones that we need to look at, so we could just skip the delusions. And oh, you know what, we did choose a delusion here. This was when everybody was talking shit about Takumi for what he did on top of the Yo front, and he had something pretty not good come up in his mind. Jesus. Maybe we should have had a delusion. That is some terrible stuff to hear. Yeah, the delusion that he did have was basically the wanting to kill them. I don't know if he actually ever... Did he do something in his delusion? I wonder. But all of these thoughts, I'm pretty sure are... Yep, there we go. And then Kozupi's going to hear them, and then we get to actually meet Kozupi. Everything's kind of coming together. And also, we're finally at the part of the game where I had already installed the patch, so we don't have to worry about the game stopping randomly here and there from the skips. Because I guess the Committee of Zero, they added in like more lines that weren't originally there, or they broke stuff up. Like they're still translating, getting the message across, but they're using more dialogue lines to get that message across, I suppose. Let's see, what is this? This is not the one we're looking for. The one we're looking for starts with hey, so probably something that somebody is saying. So I think we can kind of just go forward here, and luckily I did that in the first go-around, or at least I think I did. Again, some of these are delusions, some of these are, I don't know, like thought processes. Like we're just going forward. Okay, this is still not what we're looking for, I think. So we continue onward. And we are continuing to skip, so maybe I chose neutral here as well. Maybe I just got really lazy near the end or something, I don't know. That, or again, like these weren't necessarily delusions that we were jumping into. So whether I chose neutral or something else, it didn't really matter. This was a weird, but also interesting bunch of interactions here. When Senna kind of joined in, it was very interesting. Okay, perfect. So this is exactly what we're looking for, but I don't know if I chose a delusion here. We're gonna find out. Okay, so we said something with good intentions. What did we say? Oh, having the popsicle. But Senna simply took one look at me before ignoring the offer. What the? And then for some reason, she handed me a popsicle stick instead. That's very uncanny. She made no attempt to explain herself either. I wasn't sure what she was expecting since I wasn't exactly going to get ecstatic over a losing popsicle stick that didn't even belong to me. Was she just silently ordering me to toss it in the trash can near the convenience store or something? Considering it was her and all, it certainly was in the realm of possibility. Senna must have had a whole host of meek male subjects that she used to do her dirty work. She was pretty much insulting me to my face, but just the thought of what she'd do if I defied her scared me far too much, so I just bit my lip and put up with it. Her gaze fixed on the sky that peeked between the buildings, Senna declared her supposed victory. With a sigh, I inadvertently looked down at the losing popsicle stick and gasped. That's fucked up. That's really messed up. What the hell was this?
先週出た渋谷限定品だ。ただの当たりより価値がある。
Senna had a smug expression on her face as she explained. Was she just trying to brag?
だから、私の勝ち。
What the hell kind of competition had she even won? And besides, I didn't want anything to do with these winning sticks, especially with how in poor taste they were. I was tempted to snap the stick right in half on the spot, but I swallowed back my anger and returned it to Senna. Okay, so was that something real booted? Like, it must have been, right? I mean, come on. That was just a really poor sense of humor. Maybe it was a delusion that we actually had. Maybe we are the ones that actually projected that there onto the stick. Chapter 8. Okay. First delusion we're looking for here, which we will choose neutral, is the hospital room had something. So this is the chapter where we go and visit Ayase. Oh, yes. This was a good one. This was a weird one, but this was a good one. We're getting really, really close to some answers. Still a lot of questions to be had, but answers nonetheless here and there. What's happening here? I don't actually remember what happened here. The toy D-sword? Oh, wait a minute. Ignoring my confusion, she held up the upper part of the sword and assumed a stance. She didn't do this before. She swung the sword down. She was obviously just messing around and wasn't actually trying to hurt me, but regardless, she jabbed me in the back with the tip of the sword. It's not so funny when you realize, you know, I guess that she knows everything, you know, she's just feigning ignorance and playing dumb. Next, she bonked me on the head, and when I tried to wave her off in annoyance, she deftly dodged my counter. Mid-diagonal slash, excuse me, aimed straight at my neck, Rimi stopped to ponder a little. Unfortunately, the only games I had were ESO and a catalog of eroge. That I don't think we should ever show a woman, but neither of which had versus modes. That is true. I grabbed the tip of the sword and pushed it aside. Dissatisfied, Rimi pursed her lips into a pout, and then put the sword back where she'd found it. Okay, and I'm happy to hear that you want to spend time with me, but I'm just not in the mood to do something fun right now. Not with everything going on. I mean, yeah, there is like the whole... I think we can kind of just go forward here.
や、
I think this is when... Do we get a message from Shogun here? I don't remember. What happens here? Yep, okay, it was Grim, actually. Which I'm sure she wasn't really happy about. Okay. I think we are... Oh, yep, we're coming up on the... on saying hi to Ayase here in the hospital. But this was the moment right here. And I brought this up before where they gave a huge hint that Sua was involved in some sort of way. And I think that was a pretty good turning point for my predictions, because for the longest time I had no idea what was really going on. And then these last two chapters, they show, okay, there is somebody here in the hospital named Takumi, and I connected him to being Shogun. Like, we started to, you know, get the dots somewhat connected. And while we weren't necessarily getting answers, I was getting a little less confused, having something to work with. This is the delusion that we're looking for. They want us to go neutral here. So neutral, I will go. And that shit was so funny. That shit was so stupidly ridiculous. That too. But I don't know, just like out of all things that we would have seen, you know, it's just these damn whose eyes are those eyes. They just pop up everywhere that eventually you just gotta wonder, man, this shit is just so stupidly funny. The next one we're looking for is this. This is exactly the delusion we're looking for. We need to choose negative on this one. I think maybe I chose positive on this. Okay, so he went to go right past me, but just before he did, he put his hand on my shoulder. I'm pretty sure he said the same thing to us. With a sigh of exasperation, he made to leave the room. Okay, what's gonna happen here? We are most definitely in a delusion. And things are a little different here. Ayase had finally said something to Misumi-kun, but she'd done so with a grim expression on her face. I wasn't sure why.
逃がさないわよ。
あ？何？俺の相手してくれんの？
ええ、そうね。あなたが邪神王の使いだということは分かっている。
That would actually be pretty hilarious if Misumi was also an enemy here in the game. Because he did kind of just, I don't know, fuck off after, like, the 9th chapter. Actually, I'm pretty sure we don't see him at all after this whole deal here. Oh, you know what? We actually called him, I think. Yeah, after we called him, after all of this, where Takumi was trying to confirm whether or not he was real, that was it. That was all of Misumi. What even? Another part of her insane storyline? Misumi-kun looked pretty annoyed at being dragged into Ayase's bullshit. A pretty justified response, to be honest. It wasn't even funny as a joke. However, Ayase seemed quite serious.
Takumi.
As she called my name, Ayase took out something that looked like a fruit knife from beneath the bedsheets and then threw it over to me. Surprised, I hurriedly went to catch it. While the knife fortunately had a guard on it, I still came close to cutting my hand.
そいつを殺すのよ。
Alright. Him? When Ayase said that, she was looking at Misumi-kun. What kind of batshit insane plot twist was this? Bewildered, I held the knife with a trembling hand.
おいおい、殺せときたか。いくらなんでも、それはひどくね？まあ、岸本に嫌われてんのは分かってたけどよ。まさか面と向かってそんなこと言われるとは思わなかったぜ。それで、なんだっけ？グラビトーン？邪神？何のことだか、俺にはさっぱりわかんねえんだけどな。たく、とりあえずナイフを置けよ。岸本の妄想に付き合うな。
妄想じゃないわ。Takumi、そいつの言葉を信じないで。
Misumi-kun's expression stiffened, and he took a step away from Ayase.
お前、異常だぜ。
You don't say.
Takumi、早く殺すのよ。 でないとグラジオールに君の存在が筒抜けになってしまうわ。
With the knife in my hand, I slowly placed it back on ISA's lap.
匠。
君の言ってることはめちゃくちゃだよ。
She looked up at me with sad eyes. It doesn't matter how you look at me. How the hell do you expect me to kill Misumi-kun? This has nothing to do with Gladjewel or whatever. Killing someone would make me a criminal, and that's not gonna happen. Simple as that.
さすが親友。お前なら俺を選ぶって信じてたぜ、タク。
Misumi-kun clapped his hand on my shoulder. And then casually as could be without a care in the world, he grasped the knife on ISA's lap.
じゃあな。電波女。
What the fuck? Again, with the whole schizo thing, why do people use that term? I feel like ever since I started playing this, with this patch, I've noticed people like using schizo as like an insult or like a way of, I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. I find it funny but cringe. And then, without stopping even once, he removed the guard from the knife before immediately slashing outward. Blood spurted from her neck with blistering speed. Some splashed against my face. It was very, very hot. ISA's eyes went wide with shock, and she was looking straight at me. Her body then slowly collapsed upon the bed. The pure white sheets were stained crimson.
やっちまったな、タク。
Does it?
今のが最後のチャンスだったんだぜ。グラジオール復活を阻止するためのな。
This is worse than the time when I tried to get Misumi-kun the correct sandwich. I couldn't even scream.
正しかったのは岸本の方だったってわけだ。
As he said that, Misumi-kun got on top of ISA's splayed out body. Then, without even a hint of hesitation, he gouged out her eyeballs. And yet her body didn't move. It didn't even twitch. Misumi-kun turned toward me with a cruel smile. And with a cruel smile, he murmured, "Whose eyes are those eyes? Duh." It's not even surprising anymore, game. Come on. When I came to, ISA, who should have been covered in blood, was simply sitting on the bed completely unharmed. Misumi-kun was nowhere in sight. Had that been a delusion? Yeah. I let out a deep sigh of relief. That had definitely been a nasty one. Feeling guilty, I apologized to ISA inside my head. But since she couldn't hear my thoughts, ISA just went on with her schizo babbling. Whether it's in a delusion or whether it's in real life, you know, either way, I guess it's just, it's schizo shit, right?
なんだ、それじゃあ必死にごまかそうとしてたのがバカみ。
Okay, we can just skip all this, I think. The next two ones that we're looking for are in Chapter 9, and those will be the last two. And then I think we're done with delusions being a massive part and which direction we're going in. They'll still have a part, but not a major one. We won't have to be as specific, I don't think. But what we're looking for in Chapter 9, God damn it, is a positive one for the one that starts with that voice, and neutral for whatever starts with for revenge. And I have no idea what's going on here.
もしかしてご両親に紹介するみたいな流れ。
Oh, okay. I think he was talking to her about how he should probably head back home.
だとしたら心の準備がまだ。
違う。そうじゃなくて。
And we should be getting interrupted here. Yep. This is where Senna's gonna be on top of the of our base, and this is where shit just gets absolutely wild. I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere around here we might be getting a new scene, maybe some cool insider knowledge of some sort, or not. I don't know. But we do have a very terrible backstory for Senna that pops up here. God damn, that was a rough read. That one took some time to forget. Not that I could forget it, but that was just a tough ass read. Actually, I think what was going on there, I was trying to come to the end of the recording session, and then that popped up, and I was like, yeah, I have enough time. I should be able to read this. But, well, joke's on me.
少なくともあの時、あの場所では4つの妄想がシンクロしてた。
Okay, this is not one that we need to do. So we will just go forward. I thought something happened to the game there. Like, it just wasn't doing anything. But the next one that we need to do is, yeah, that voice. That's what we're looking for. And then after that one, technically we should be good. If I missed one, well, god damn it, we're going back down to ending A. Oh yeah, we were trying to kill ourselves here. Okay, well, we can just, we can go neutral here. God damn it. I mean, we know what's gonna happen here. He's gonna try and kill himself. But it's not gonna ever work. So I guess whether or not you choose a delusion or not, it's just gonna be, yeah, wait, what? Impact never came? Oh, we don't even get the satisfaction of getting hit because we didn't choose a delusion. Or maybe actually we didn't even try. Well, actually, you know what? Never mind. Other way around. We didn't try when we had the delusions. This time we actually got out there. No one's trying to kill us. Damn. Which is worse, having delusions of getting killed or trying to get killed legitimately and it no worky? Okay, this is still not the delusion that we're looking for, so we go forward. God damn it. This is unfortunately yet another one. I think I was actually choosing delusions around this point. Even so, Rimi said, like, hey, no more. Don't choose no more delusions, please. You know, this is the only area in the game where we actually got this, like, 3D effect. It's kind of ugly, but this is the only area where we had it, and I don't know why. I don't think the original had this effect. I mean, I appreciate it, I guess. It's cool that we have it, but I just don't know why. It's highlighting a lot of really ugly shit. Like, look up there. Look at all the books and boxes and shit. We'll be a little careful. What are we doing? Oh, we're trying to kill ourselves. That's cool. See, if I actually paid attention, you know, we'd actually see what's happening here. Yeah, we are actually trying to kill ourselves. Are we, like, wrapping a cord around ourselves? See, again, it'd be good if I was actually paying attention here, but I just did not choose to pay attention. Okay. Doesn't seem like we are successful here. I don't think he's going to be successful whether we do a delusion or not. We are not smart enough to kill ourselves. See, whether we have a delusion or not, fate will not let us die. That's just how it is. And I guess he's going to be disappointed and pissed off either way. It's just, it's how it's got to be. It's how it's got to be. This should be where Nanami comes in. A fake Nanami, but a Nanami nonetheless. Or not yet. That should be coming up soon, though. This is where we lose Bon. This was actually kind of sad. Like, I kind of wish Bon had a little bit more of a go-ahead. Or a better... shit. Well, what is a good term here? A better way out. Okay, this is where we want a positive delusion. What will happen here? This is with Nanami, right?
あ、やっと出てきた。生存確認。
As I opened the door, Nanami smiled and waved at me. I froze in place. She was acting way too normal. She was acting way too energetic. I'd seen it, a white bandage wrapped around her right wrist, so why? I then remembered the phone call I'd gotten a few hours earlier, the pained voice asking me to give her right hand back. And now the smile she had right now, and the bandage around her right wrist, contradicted each other. Nanami was contradicting herself. Oh, I see. She was also a delusion. She had to be. Well, that is true. I had never had a little sister named Nanami to begin with. I got it now. That had to be it. After ignoring her and heading back into my room, I sat down on the sofa. I once again took hold of my Seraton figure and gripped her tight. So tight, in fact, that my hand hurt slightly. But it didn't matter because that pain too was a delusion.
お兄、どうしたの？元気ないじゃん。
Everything in this world was made up of delusions. Delusions developed only within my mind. Both me and this delusion I was looking at were fake.
徹夜でゲームでもやってたの？もっと人間らしい生活したら？え、なになに？
黙れ。
ちょっと、そんな言い方しなくてもいいじゃん。お兄だからって何言っても許されるとか思ってる？
黙れよ。妄想妹が。
妄想？
Well, this is going on a little bit differently than I remember. I surrendered my body to the sofa and looked up at the ceiling. With no particular goal in mind, I started counting the rusty spots. I didn't want to look at Nanami. I'd only feel empty if I did. Well, not that I cared about whether I felt empty or not, given I was just a delusionary existence.
ねえお兄、本当に平気？いつもと全然様子が違うけど。
When are we ever? Worrying about me like a good little sister, huh? My delusional sister was worried about me. That fact alone filled me with anger. Besides, who was she to have come in my room like she owned the place?
あ、わかった。お腹空いたんでしょう。
I gritted my teeth.
だったら、ナナが何か作ろうか？
どれ。
ん？鳥って言った？鶏肉？
No one said a thing about takeout.
鶏肉だと、やっぱ唐揚げかな。でも、一人で作ったことないし。あ、別に、お兄のリクエストがあったから作るわけじゃないからね。ナナも今日は鶏肉で何か作りたいなって思ってただけだよ。
This Nanami was really annoying. The fact that she was so similar to the real one wasn't something I could ignore. Wait, did a real Nanami even exist in the first place? Then what was this Nanami? Real? The real Nanami? My head became a mess. So why? Stop thinking. I didn't care anymore. At the end of the day, everything was a delusion.
包帯取れ。取ってみろ。ボケが。
包帯って、あ、これ？転んで打撲しただけだし。
Just a fall. Was it true or was she lying? I would know if she took it off.
ほんと、わがままなお兄だな。じゃあ約束してよ。ナナが包帯取ってみせたら、お兄も元気出すって。
The sound of rustling cloth rang throughout the quiet room, followed by a ringing in my ears. My head hurt. These two were delusions, though, so I paid them no mind.
はい、これで満足？って、ちょっとお兄、わざわざ取ったんだから、ちゃんと見てよ。
What are we gonna see here? I sluggishly lowered my gaze. Nanami had rolled up her uniform sleeve, and now she was sticking her right hand out toward me. And when I looked at her slender arm, I saw... What? Why are we hearing blood? Oh, god damn it. Again, not even surprising. I mean, kinda is, but like this one is a little surprising, but okay. What the fuck? Blood dripping blood. Bloody words that had been cut into her arm, and they said...
その目、誰の目？
It's crazy, even a positive delusion. A fucking positive delusion, and we run into that. Come on. My vision flashed, and when it passed, just like that, the horrifying wound on her arm was gone. I've been hyperventilating, so I moved to catch my breath. I forcefully bit my lip. Nanami was rubbing the arm that she had taken the bandage off of.
青あざ、だいぶ消えてくれたな。最初はすごく腫れてたんだよ。
I didn't know whether that was the truth or not. Sure, there wasn't a wound there, but there had been before. I didn't understand anything anymore. I didn't want to think anymore. I never want to think. Thinking is just too hard. I once again laid my head on the sofa.
ねえ、ナナミ。
Without meeting her eyes, I called out to my sister or to the girl whose identity I wasn't sure of.
お前が本物でも偽物でもどっちでもいいよ。
Right now, I only wanted one thing.
僕を殺してくれないか。
Okay. I think now we're synced back up with the regular story. And going forward, we only need to do one more neutral delusion. So whatever comes up from now on, we can just choose neutral and we'll make our way to the end of chapter 9 and hopefully into the new chapter. Actually, let me check. What is the last delusion that we need to focus on? It starts with for revenge. But then after that, we should be good. We should be in whatever new story we need to be in. We'll be gaming it up. Let's see. What is this?
リベンジってこと。
Perfect. This is it. This is it. Suddenly, the wall of people opened up before me like I was Moses from the Bible. A single path inviting me in. They were all waiting for one person, me. It's the reality TV show that's sweeping the nation. Today's episode, the world's most terrifying offline meet. People from all over the net have come to lynch the biggest embarrassment in all of Japan, Nishijo Takumi, right in the middle of Shibuya. Their catchphrase, whose eyes are those eyes? When that long... oh god. Well, we got an achievement. It's whose eyes are those eyes. When the long scenario played out in my mind... Actually, wait, what is that for? We've been getting some weird achievements here. Found all the whose eyes are those eyes. Wow. Well, there we go. I think that guide really helped in getting all those then. What happened? Oh, there we go. Ugh. As much as I hated pain, as long as I would die, I'd be more than willing to deal with that much.
僕が死ぬにはぴったりの祭りじゃないか。
I had finally grasped what Seraton had meant by revenge. I hadn't died the last time I was here, so they had prepared the stage just for me. Forming a lazy smile stemming from the corner of my mouth, I started making my way through the path between the people. At the end of it, I could see various members of the mass media standing next to each other like idiots, cameras and microphones in hand. Both the onlookers and the mass media were incredibly tense. There was a tiny bit of commotion, but nowhere near the amount you'd normally hear at a festival. All the energy they'd had back when I'd humiliated myself atop O-Front was gone. Everyone looked at me, their eyes were cold and sharp, staring daggers at me with what felt close to murderous intent. Whether I liked it or not, my expectations were swelling higher and higher. Kill me. Kill me. Kill me. And there we go. We should be good to the end of this chapter. That might have been actually the last delusion choice. I think that might have been it. So we should be skipping all the way to the end of the chapter and, well, whatever we get into next, that should be the new shit. Or at least I fucking hope. I really hope I didn't miss something. That would honestly suck if I did. I'd be so sad because then I'd have to go through everything again. It would take some time. Probably not as much time as this time around because I wouldn't have to read anything, but it would nonetheless still take some time. I hope I remember to censor that, by the way. Oh, wait. We loaded into chapter 10, Everything is happening as it did. Is that a good thing? I mean, there's no more delusions that pop up. God damn it, fucking Momose's scream. So, will things play out more or less the same way they did? When will things change, if they will? I hope something changes. Or again, I think I fucked up somewhere. Which I really hope I didn't. Oh. This is different. This is different. What's going on here? Shinsen Station of the Inokashira line was one stop from Shibuya, with it taking only about a minute to arrive there by train. Okay, I guess I can take off the skip. Well, we'll keep it on for now. The station itself was situated with an underground tunnel, resulting in the only natural light being the beams sweeping in from the opening at the end of the platform. Due to the earthquake, all of the lights had gone out, enveloping the area in a far thicker darkness than usual. Carrying Orihara Kozoe's body on her back, Aoi Senna set foot onto the platform. There had been no need to buy a ticket. Not a single staff member was present in the vicinity, and none of the ticket machines were in service. Only a glance was necessary to understand how horribly warped the railway tracks had become. It was no wonder that the trains had suspended operation the day before. Kozoe's breathing would turn laborious at times, but she was far from conscious. That is different. That is different for sure. Dried blood was caked on her forehead. During the earthquake, she had been caught in the wake of a collapsing building and had not regained consciousness since. Gigalomaniacs are unable to use their powers to heal wounds. To the brain, pain is an inescapable reminder of reality. Thus, Gigalomaniacs cannot form any sort of mutual recognition to the effect of "I'm not wounded" or "the injury didn't happen." Human instinct would never allow it. Moreover, one cannot establish mutual recognition with someone who is unconscious. These reasons rendered Senna unable to assist Kozoe. When they at last reached the deserted platform, Senna lowered Kozoe from her back and gently laid her against the wall. Senna's expression was stiff. With only a single glance toward Kozoe, she shifted her gaze back to the station premises. Glaring motionlessly, at a certain point in the distance, she gritted her teeth.
やった。見つけた。
At the end of her gaze... Oh, what the fuck? This is very different. I guess I can turn off the skip here because, yeah, there's not going to be anything to skip here. In the dark recesses of the platform, two figures stood shoulder to shoulder. One was a tall man wearing an expensive suit. His whole body exuded an aura of refinement. He had excellent posture, and a relaxed smile rested on his lips. The other was a homeless man clad in filthy rags. His hair was unkempt and shaggy, and his face was covered in stubble. The man's head was hung low, rendering his expression difficult to accurately discern. Their appearances contrasted violently, but the two men did nothing but stand silently on the dim, empty station platform. Senna felt nothing but raw hatred toward the both of them, Norisei Genichi and Hatano Issei. Even if she wanted to forget about them, she would never have been able to.
母さんと妹を殺した。その二人が揃ってお出迎えか。
Okay. I think we'll end it here. I believe we are truly on the path to a new ending here. Crying Sky. You know what? Hold on. Chapter 10, Silent Sky. Yep, we are absolutely in the new chapter. We are on a new route here. We are on our way to a new ending. So we did make it. There we go. I think whenever that chapter 10 screen came up, because we were still skipping, the only difference was the name there. Everything before and after were things that we've seen, so it continued to skip. But now we're at a point where, yeah, we're at the new content. So we can end it here, and in the next episode, we'll begin to go through this brand new, different final chapter. Ooh, I'm excited, and I hope you guys are as well. Thank you all for watching this episode, and for holding out through a lot of the skipping. I don't think it'll be too terrible when we do it again and again and again, but we made it. We got through the worst of it, I think. But yeah, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz, and I will see you all next time. Take it easy.